This is actually my 200th video, and I have been uploading YouTube videos for almost 3 years now. And in this video, I want to share with you everything I have learned about becoming a content creator, why you should do it, why you shouldn't do it, and can you really make money from it and live the life of a content creator. So here are the 7 things I learned after uploading 200 YouTube videos. The first one is, the first step is the hardest. Getting started is the hardest, not because we don't want to do it, but because we overthink everything from production to gears to software to almost everything that is irrelevant. A new content creator will always focus on the video quality, so they will start scouting for new expensive camera gear, they want to buy expensive microphones, they want to buy all sorts of props to make the video look good. But all of those are a waste of time because from what I see, most people wouldn't even get past their 10th video after spending all that money, and that's a waste of money. The more important factor here is to upload your videos. It doesn't matter if it is good or bad, you just have to start uploading to build up momentum and get used to being consistent. What most new content creators don't understand is that the most important piece of work in content creation is not the technicality, but it is building up your online persona and your relatability to your audience. And that doesn't require expensive equipment, it requires practice. And only when you are confident in yourself, then you can upgrade your equipment. And when you are ready, be sure to check the link down in my description for all the gears I use. The second one is numbers trumps passions. I'm sure you have heard from lots of content creators telling you that you need to focus on your passion and create content around that passion and appreciate that you're getting views from it. Well, from my experience, I can tell you that passion can only make you consistent in producing new content. It is a very bad source of motivation. Social media is a place filled with numbers. You see your subscriber count, you see your view count, you see your like count almost everywhere, and they deliberately shove that to your face. So it becomes impossible to avoid them. And when you are looking at those numbers on a daily basis, you will start to wonder why you are wasting your time on your passion when no one is interested. You will start to feel like you don't want to contribute to the community for free anymore because your time is precious, and if you spend dozens of hours on one video only to get 10 views, then you will begin to question yourself too. Passion is needed to be a content creator for sure, but you will also need to come up with strategies and tactics to increase your view and subscriber count because those numbers are what keeps you sane throughout this journey. The third one is unfairness. Content creation is a very competitive field, and you will encounter lots of other content creators who are in the same niche as you. Take for example, financial education on YouTube. There are tons of content creators out there who are teaching viewers how to make money differently. But after you watch several of them, you will notice that most of them are pretty much saying the same thing. But that's okay. That just proves that a strong basic foundation is required. However, you might start to think like, if their video on how to make money on Amazon is getting 1 million views, then I'll get the same too if I do a similar video. Sadly, that's not the case here. Even if you create the same thumbnail, the same title, and almost similar content, you may just end up getting less than 1,000 views, and that's frustrating. That will make you feel like it is an unfair game. I mean, if everything is about the same, then why is one channel getting pushed and I don't get any of the opportunity? So that will happen for sure, and you won't have any control over it because it is all up to the algorithm to decide. There's absolutely nothing you can do. The fourth one is endless comparison. Throughout your content creation journey, you will be compared a lot to other content creators, and it is not by choice. There will be trolls coming to you and start leaving comments about how other creators are doing better than you, or maybe you start to do the comparison yourself. But here's the thing, there's a good comparison and there's a bad comparison. Good comparison is when you compare yourself to others in your niche and you learn from them. You learn what works, what doesn't, and you try to rise up together. The bad comparison is when you feel jealous of others and start to deny that they are better than you, and you complain about how the algorithm favors the others. Most likely you will do bad comparison more often than the good ones, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But it will take a toll on your mental health and can affect your overall mental well-being and content quality. Comparison isn't going to end. There will always be another content creator better than you. But if you find yourself in that position, The best way is to step away from that content creator and stop it from affecting you. The fifth one, fake gurus. Now, I'm sure you have seen the social media gurus everywhere who claim they know everything about growing your social media presence. They will show you their stats, their views, their followers, everything to make themselves sound legit, and then try to teach you the guaranteed way to grow your presence. All I can say is there's no such thing as guaranteed. Even if you follow their guide step by step down to the T, you are not guaranteed the same success. These gurus claim they know it all because they either want to grow their own followers fast or they're trying to sell you something. It is always the same tactic. I wouldn't say what they teach is fake or wrong. They do teach really strong basics, but it just isn't obvious enough for new content creators. So you have to be careful with their advice because there's a tendency to be too dependent on them. And if things don't go the way you want it to, you will start blaming those gurus and you don't want that. If you do want to learn from them, just know that all of their successes boil down to execution and action. It is really that simple. Learn how consistent they are, the amount of efforts they put in, and how they are creating content. If you do not see any of that from the guru and the numbers don't match up with their content, then the other thing you need to be aware of as well is the numbers they provided could be artificially increased. More likely than not, the gurus might have paid for views and subscribers to make themselves look legit so that they can upsell their products or services to you. You can easily check that by looking at when their account is established, how many subscribers or followers they have, and how many views they get per video. If the numbers don't add up, then chances are they bought some followers. So make sure you be careful with them because you can end up wasting a lot of precious time. However, if you do need a mentor to guide you in growing your YouTube channel, make sure to check out my online course, link down in the description. I mean, if you want to learn, then learn from someone who has done 200 videos, right? Number 6, going full-time. Never ever jump into content creation by quitting your full-time job. That is an extremely risky financial move and it just puts stress on yourself. I know the idea of traveling, the flexibility and the creativity of a content creator sounds really good and enticing, but most content creators you see who are living the dream, they are the top 5%. Most content creators are struggling beneath. It takes years of effort to get to the money you want that is capable of taking over your full-time job. Not only that, you won't get paid anything for at least a year before you start making maybe $100 a month. Content creation is not meant to be done full-time unless you are extremely young and you have no life responsibilities yet. It is meant to be done as a side hustle first due to how easy it is to upload content these days. So do not make the silly mistake of quitting your full-time job and use content creation as a backup plan just because you hate your job. Content creation is not a job. It is not a hobby. It is a business, and you will need to learn the ropes of running a business first before you decide to make the jump. And finally, number 7, multiple revenue streams. Every single platform out there works differently. I am mainly on YouTube because I like how my 2-year-old video doesn't just die off, and making passive income from there is a lot simpler. However, I made the mistake of focusing solely on YouTube alone for my revenue stream. Back in November 2022, YouTube decided to secretly tweak their algorithm and it caused about 80% drop in revenue for almost all YouTubers. And that has not recovered since. The good thing about video content creation is you can repurpose it on other platforms like Instagram Reels and TikTok. Posting on multiple platforms can be tiring, but if you're up for it, you can potentially double or triple your social media growth. From there, I would also advise you to look at different ways of making money as well. Maybe you can get brand sponsorships on Instagram, maybe you can start a course because your TikTok went viral. Whatever it is, think about how you can use the content you create to reach out to a bigger audience at a faster rate so that you can increase your revenue stream options. The worst thing you can do to yourself as a content creator is getting tied down to a single platform and playing their games by their rules. So that's the 7 lessons I learned on my journey to becoming a content creator. I think they are all very valuable lessons and priceless, but it definitely helps me figure out the direction I need to take and the type of strategies I need to implement next. Anyways, that's all from me in this one. Like, subscribe, and thanks for the chat.